April of 1521, a squad of Spanish colonists and native troops set out for a campaign against Tenochtitlán. The Spanish armed boats played a vital part in the siege of Tenochtitlan. They were taken apart and, along with equipment and ammunition, carried across the mountains by Native Americans. They were then reassembled on the bank of Lake Texcoco. The Spanish flotilla was soon able to clear the lake of the Aztec pirogues and completely surround the town. Covered by the flotilla, the colonists and their allies moved in 3 columns over 3 dams towards Tenochtitlan. The Aztecs fought for their lives. Every night they destroyed the bridges that the Spaniards had built by day. Their captives were sacrificed to their war god. The heads of the sacrificed humans and horses were set on poles in front of the temples. Thousands of native warriors blocked the dams, thus impeding the Spanish attacks. Cortés then decided to change his tactics. He ordered his native allies to destroy all the structures and fill the canals with the debris. During the Aztec attacks, the allies retreated, thereby making room for the counterattacks of the Spanish soldiers. The Spanish infantry and cavalry also coordinated their attacks with the flotilla on the lake, while the Aztecs preferred flank attacks and assaults on the enemy from the rear. Cortés's squad and allies broadened the bridgehead daily to increase their maneuvering options. The defense of Tenochtitlan could have been successful if all the Native American tribes had risen against the conquerors. A glimmer of hope for the Aztecs came when representatives of neighboring tribes from the south crept into the city past the Spanish vessels in order to inform the besieged of their intent to stand against the common enemy. The Aztec chief Cuauhtémoc and his military were glad and gave generous gifts to their neighbors' messengers. But the following night, these new allies attempted to capture their wives and children and enslave them. During the fight that ensued, the Aztecs killed many of their southern neighbors and sacrificed the captives to their god of war. Hunger and epidemics helped the Spanish along. Thousands of Aztecs starved to death, while countless others died of smallpox, measles, or one of many other diseases. The defenders' forces dwindled and their resistance weakened. In August of 1521, Cuauhtémoc, along with his family and other Aztec chiefs, tried to flee across the lake on pirogues under the cover of night, but they were all captured by a Spanish vessel. This settled the outcome of the fight. Without their chiefs, the exhausted and depressed Aztec warriors were forced to surrender. The Aztec warriors fought bravely and were able to save their people. However, the future held something even worse in store for them.